What's up, everybody? Welcome
Hey.
to welcome to Let's Talk About Star Wars, a show where everything's made up and the points that matter. That's right. The points are like, I don't know, real estate on Hoth. Just
I
came
was
up with
gonna
that.
say a cold drink on Mustafar.
There you go.
It
Wouldn't be cold very long. You
would not be cold very long.
need a really good beer koozie to
Yeah.
keep.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to talk about it, but what kind of alcohol do they have on Mustafar?
Maybe it's something from the Cahel cave fungus.
All right, well, we'll definitely talk about
Oh.
the cave fungus whenever we get to it. Yeah, how you doing, Marie?
I'm pretty good. Doing good. Excited
good.
to be here.
That's
Excited to
good.
talk about ecosystems.
Yeah, I had this thought because I got my friend who has been on here before, Nerf Herder, who went to school for ecology, and he's an ecologist. And I said, well, we could do ecosystems, and I could bring on amazing Nerf Herder because he knows ecosystems. And you're like, yeah, I have the same degree, and I'm like, oh, okay. We could add 2 ecologists, but he got busy.
Yeah,
he's like, can I come on when I get home? I'm like, when do you get home? He's like, midnight. I'm like, dude, what? We're done way before that. I gotta go to bed. But yeah, so talking to an actual ecologist about Star Wars ecosystems, I'm super excited. And this day actually completely stuck up on me. I was planning on doing way more research than I did, and then when you told me how much research you did, I forgave myself. I was like, okay, that's good.
it happens.
Yeah. Anyways, which planet? So, all right. So let's explain. So we picked 5 planets to talk about, and we're going to break down Flora and Fauna and whatever else. I'm pretty much not going to do anything. Marie's going to say a bunch of smart stuff, and I'm going to listen and ask her questions and look semi-presentable. I was going to say look pretty, but then I'm going to look very 6. I'm a 6. But yeah, so we chose Hoth, Mustafar, Nal Hutta, Utapau, and Jakku. I almost said Jakku. You know, because we didn't want to choose tattooing, so we chose the other tattooing. Yeah, per usual, I didn't do any of the work.
Oh.
Thanks, Jekka. Who did we want to start with? Are we cool? I just have it set up that we have Mustafar first, but we don't have to go Mustafar first. We can go wherever you want.
Mustafar is fine.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Well, then let me do an intro that I'm going to make up at the top of my head for Mustafar. So this little red speck is Mustafar. It's a very volcano-y, lava-y planet. I'm going to say my uneducated thing first, and then you're going to get into it.
Okay.
And it's very red and bubbly. There's a bunch of bug-like creatures on it. And so known fauna are the Darkghast, which, by the way, is the best name ever. Fire rat, Krishil, lava eel, lava flea, lava nymph. Okay, so when I heard lava nymph, I thought nymphs as D&D nymphs, like river nymphs. And, singing songs, and they're very seductive. And I'm in lava, so they're just just on fire. That doesn't make sense. That sounds terrifying, not seductive. So lava nymphs, lizard crow, wow, kabaza beetle, the rogwart, which we will talk about in greater detail, which I don't know if you knew that they were emigrated, and the spark roach, Zandank, and their only known flora, the iron tree. Take it away, smart person.
Okay. So, at one time, Mustafar was a garden world nourished by the Bright Star artifact. And that is something that comes in the Vader Immortal series, the VR series. So they give you a bit about that. And then Lady Corvax released the energies of the Bright Star to revive, heal her husband, and the orbit was shifted. And then after that, this is the best phrase ever. There was a gravimetric duel.
Okay, so when two gravities duel?
Yeah.
So when one gravity walks up to another gravity with a glove and slaps it on the face, and it's like, pistols at dawn.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So there was a gravimetric duel between the two gas giants, and if you'll show the photo of Mustafar again, so that's one of the gas giants underneath it. So the two gas giants were Justified and Lafrani, and Justified really wants Mustafar to be its moon, but
Mustafar, if you will.
Yes, but Mustafar or Moonstafar does not want to be a moon.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
It wants to do its own thing. So there's that aspect of it where Justified is like pulling on it, and then because both of those gas giants are pulling on it, there's massive tidal disruption, which has overheated the planet's core, leading to the imbalanced volcanic hellscape.
Okay, so I was way off. So I always thought Mustafar. So I'm a big, like, how do I put this without sounding really nerdy? But I love, like, really early prehistory history, like learning about the Cambrian explosion and other things like that. And before that, there was a while where our planet was just covered in a slime, and that slime was the only living creature for like a long time, and it ate all the other living creatures, like like stuff like that. And I thought that this Mustafar was just at the state of the planet that our planet was in when it was still figuring itself out, and there wasn't oxygen yet, and everything was just boiling. Everything was just hot. And the sky wasn't made yet, and the atmosphere wasn't made yet, so it was all just like crackling lava and just boiling earth. And that's all our planet was for like a way long time. And I remember when I first had that thought, and then the other part of my brain's like, well, how are there native things then? Because like at that part of our planet, there wasn't like, a person like, it's hot. Like they wouldn't have, life wouldn't have been evolved yet. So I'm glad you told me what actually happened, because it makes way more sense. So it was like an actual thriving green ecosystem before these planets started fighting over it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's pretty messed up.
It is.
And the two planets fighting over it are gas giants?
Yes.
So you can't even like talk to them. There's no sentient people like, hey, stop. They're like, sorry. Like, that's just gas. That's lame.
Yeah.
I would travel to the bigger one. But it's a gas giant, so you can't.
Yeah. Unless, there are planets like Bespin that has the life zone.
Yeah. I love Bespin. All right, so keep going. We have a lot of stuff we want to cover.
Okay.
It's actually our biggest planet.
Yes, there's a lot going on here. So there are ground quakes powerful enough to split continents apart. So, the ground quakes, the volcanoes, there's all kinds of crazy, crazy stuff happening. And then the Bright Star was eventually destroyed, and so the planet was allowed to regrow to some degree. But which is what we eventually see in The Rise of Skywalker, where you have the Iron Trees in Corvax Fen, and you have the Elasmat colonists that are able to live there, and they're not specialized for living in these kinds of environments. Like, they don't have the super thick skin and all that stuff.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know that the planet was actually like, because that's another reason I hated Rise of Skywalker. I didn't realize that the planet was like regrowing at all. I thought they were just trying to pitch us that there's just somewhere on this giant ball of lava that there's like trees and just like other things. And I'm like, wait, no, it's Mustafar. It's supposed to be Mustafar. Like,
yeah. No, it's regrowing. So it's not that it's a random part of the planet that's like that. It's just, it's coming back.
Okay.
Coming back. And let's see. So an interesting thing is that the lava is at about 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, which apparently is relatively coolish.
Okay. It sounds hot to me.
Sounds really hot.
Yeah.
But it's relatively coolish.
I live in North Dakota, man. We don't even, if it gets above 90 around here, we don't go outside. It's too hot. It's too hot for our northern hide.
So, in the decades leading up to the Rise of Skywalker, patches of that began to cool even further, which made it possible for Corvex Fen to develop with the iron trees. And the iron trees are just saplings. They're not adults yet. They're not, it's not a forest of full-grown trees. It's a forest of baby trees. So
I have to refine my picture of iron trees because I had one. I swear somebody jumped in here when I was like when I wasn't paying attention and got rid of like some of our stuff. But yeah, whenever you want to see iron trees, I have them.
Oh, there they are. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me move them up because I'm a perfectionist. Okay. Yeah, they're iron trees. These are saplings?
Well, they're not like they haven't been there for very long.
Okay.
They've only been there for like maybe a couple decades or so.
Yeah, and they're all on fire because Kylo Ren's a jerk?
Pretty much.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Make sure.
yeah.
Over that.
It is a type 2 atmosphere, which means that breath masks are recommended, which is obvious because of all the lava and smoke and badness in the air.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Yeah.
Let's get into our different creatures.
Yeah. Oh, two more things. So lava covers only 35% of its surface.
Oh, but that's still a lot.
Still a lot.
Like lava covers like nothing percent of our surface and it still kills people. Like there's still an issue with it, right?
True. And it is the third planet from its primary star, Priate.
Okay.
So it's the third planet, which...
Yeah, but doesn't it like constantly rotate around other ones? So...
Well, it definitely has the weird dynamic with...
is it not rotating any of the other gas planets? It's just trying to get rotated?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's not currently going around one. All right.
Yeah, no.
Not rotating around. Rotating is around itself. Revolving around.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk about the lava fleas.
I got them right here, lava fleas, aka bug mounts.
Bug mounts. So lava fleas are really cool. They are insectoid. They have tough exoskeletons, of course, that have to deal with all the heat. They actually eat the planet's crust.
Ugh.
Which forms a variety of underground caves where the sentient Mustafarians live.
Yeah, we did. We disappointed. Sorry, we got a couple cute things, but not on Mustafar.
Not on Mustafar, no.
Mustafar is not very cute. If you want cute animals, wait a couple planets.
So... they are about 4 to 5 meters tall, so they're pretty big.
Yeah.
These big lava fleas. And they're mostly subterranean. And they do, as I said, they eat the planet's crust, so they eat rocks, dirts. What am I saying? They eat rocks, dirt, and minerals.
Rock, dirts, and mineral.
Oh,
Oh, well, at least one person thinks they're cute. That's good.
Oh, yay! Thank you, Rachel. I think they're cute too.
Rachel thinks they're cute. I don't know. I don't see it. But one thing I think I don't see the cuteness. One thing it makes me think of is I'm gonna go super other type of nerdy. I'm gonna go Elder Scrolls nerdy, but I really think they're like creatures from Morrowind because there's a lot of like that's their whole like that whole area of the Elder Scrolls world. So like Skyrim, but Morrowind is all bug. Everything's buggy, and there's like a bunch of Nyx hounds and Silt Striders, and they're all big old bugs. And like these guys. That's what it makes me think of. Also, nice. A different planet we'll be talking about later. I will also bring up Morrowind. So wait, it's coming up. Nice. Coming up again later. All right.
Nice. So now, how an animal takes rocks, dirt, and minerals and turns that into actual food, I'm not so sure how that works.
All right. Let me jump in.
Okay.
So something that's created like life is going to want to feed on something that's abundant, right? So plants feed on whatever carbon dioxide and then makes oxygen, right? And then when we, as in walking fish, and for a long time just flapping fish, wanted to breathe, we decided oxygen because all these plants are now making oxygen, right? So we're looking for something abundant. Maybe the fleas are eating the rocks because it's there, it's abundant. I don't know.
Yeah.
And also maybe they're not eating rocks, they're eating tiny bacteria inside the rocks. Like how what are they, like the crabs that walk around and cycle all the sand, but really they're eating little microscopic things in the sand. They're actually cleaning the sand.
Yeah.
And they'll just do a little ball and then leave the ball and then do it again. And you can look at the beach and there's a bunch of little sand balls. And people go there after the crabs to collect the sand balls because the sand is clean. And they'll use them in fish tanks and stuff like that because the crabs disinfect them, essentially.
That's cool.
Which, if you like crabby sand, I guess.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
That's my guess. Maybe
bacteria.
maybe they're eating what's in the dirt, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the ecologist.
I get getting minerals from it, like different, because we eat iron.
Yeah.
Like there's literal iron in your cereal that you can like separate out.
Yeah.
So we eat minerals too. So
I think we're just so used to eating like, our diet, like animals and like we have wheat in fat and sugar, and that's like that's all we eat. so when somebody's like, have you ever had this iron? Like, no, I'll take the sugar covered carbs, please.
Yeah.
Or cheese covered carbs. That's my two favorite type of food is cheese covered carbs and sugar covered carbs.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a balanced diet.
Yeah. You know it.
Okay. So let's talk about the rogwort.
Oh yeah. Fun fact, not a native species. It's immigrated.
Okay.
All right, I'm just saying you're cheating. But they're still awesome. I like that he's got a little Dr. Ock suit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy looking critter. So the rogworts are large predatory beasts with curved horns and long tail that could impale attackers.
I'm hoping Rachel's saying cheese covered carbs and sugar covered carbs. I hope that's what she's agreeing to. Are you going to talk about the weird pitchfork tail, trident tail, if you will?
So it yes, that lovely trident tail could could impale attackers, could impale anything that's willing to go up against this nasty beast. And They have thick skin that is resistant to blasters.
Oof. Jeez. Is this like a Zilla Beast's younger, uglier cousin?
Yeah. Pretty much.
I like them though.
And I believe this was the one that it said depending on the way that it's done, they could be resistant to lightsabers as well.
A lot of armor is. That's why you have to actually know how to attack people with a lightsaber sometimes. I mean, even okay, we're going off the tangent now, but when Luke like just smacks Vader's pauldron, even though Vader still somehow feels it, because he goes, maybe it's out of frustration, but it still blocks his saber, like because he didn't follow through, he didn't know how to do it. Like sabers for some reason have mass, which doesn't make any sense to me, but sabers somehow have mass and will bounce. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe something along those lines. Do you want me to keep the Rogward up, or are you good?
You can put it up one more time.
Okay, and so are you going to explain the Doc Ock things, or is that just like this weird picture?
So I think that this is because I believe this may be General Grievous's pet Rogward.
Whoa, the General Grievous?
Yes.
The Kalish General Grievous? Okay.
Yes. Named Gore.
Gore. That's badass.
Gore.
Nice.
So I think that's what all the extra accessories.
Because General Grievous likes extra arms. If there's one thing, he just looks at stuff and goes, yes, can we put more arms on it?
Exactly.
That's just his thing. It works for
me. Yeah. So long claws, sharp fangs, 4 meters tall.
Whoa.
So they're really big guys, and eat lava eels and Xandanks.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, how do you like your lava eel?
Over medium.
Okay, all right. I'm a medium rare person, even with lava eel, which is great because that means you don't have to cook them since they're lava eels. They're already about medium rare. You just gotta just get them. They're living in lava. They're already pretty cooked.
They are already pretty cooked.
They're just seared.
And they live in lava tubes and tunnels. So a lot of these animals do live subterranean. They live underground in the lava tubes and tunnels created by the lava. Just because I guess it's mostly because there's not active lava in these old tunnels. So it's not as crazy hot.
Okay.
So,
I guess we have so many more things to cover on Mustafar.
Okay. Quickly, the Dark Ghast.
Oh yeah. Now these guys look like freaking Rancors on steroids. Look at this thing. What is this thing?
It's terrifying.
I've never seen this at all before until I Googled it for today, and I'm like, what is this? I'm all in. It's a 4-armed, weird, freaking faced Rancor.
So it even has mandibles, so that's even scary. And it lives in caverns on Mustafar.
Why not? Jesus. I want to just assume Vader just goes out and fights these for sport.
That would be perfect. I could so see that.
Turns to his nurse. I went out of my bag to tank on Tuesday. Why? I'm going to fight a Dark Ghast. Okay.
Yeah. From what I understand, they are also from Vader Immortal.
Okay, that makes sense.
So,
yeah, this looks like something that would pop out at you in a VR game.
That would be so scary.
Yeah,
I have not gotten to that level of the game yet.
Okay. All right.
But
Do you have anything else on these guys?
I don't have much on them. I just
They're
thought
just
it was. I knew I could
awesome.
get a
They're
picture,
great.
and I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. We got lava nymphs.
Lava nymphs, yes.
Yeah, remember these? These are the ones that sing in the lava and seduce ongoing people. This I can't have this up too long. It's disgusting. I hate it. I hate it so much. Like,
so the lava nymphs are obviously winged creatures. They have wings. They live in groups in luminescent hives, and they have abdomens.
Very not sexy. But it just got a cute little tum-tum. And it's not biting you with its weird freaking mouth thing.
Well, they don't bite.
Liar.
They have, so their abdomens glow bright orange, and then the light increases in intensity when the creature gets agitated, eventually swelling into a ball of lava that the nymph spits out at you.
Oh my god. So it's a firefly that eventually spits fire?
Yes.
Oh. All right. That sounds great, but ugh. All right, a lot of love for the lava nymphs. I just want to see, like, like the romantic retreat to Mustafar, right? No one knows, and they're like sitting on like this Airbnb with a balcony on Mustafar, and they're just holding hands and they're watching the lava river, and it's like, I'm glad I've been married to you for a year, and the other one's like, yeah, it's great, anniversary. And then these little fireflies show up and they're like, look at the fireflies, and the fireflies are like and just spit lava in their face. Ugh. They're like, why did we come here? I had a certificate.
I had a certificate.
It's a timeshare with my brother and his friend.
Yeah, that would be the only reason that I would want to go to Mustafar.
I'd hang out with Vader.
Scary. I mean, there's that. Vader's fortress.
Yeah, which I equally love and am confused by. That's one of the things in canon that fall under the all right. For me, there's somewhere I'm like, I like where they went with this. The others that I'm like, I hate it. And there's others where I'm like, if anyone brings this up, I'll just block them immediately. And then there's things like that where I'm like, okay, I don't understand. Like, I can understand a little bit, right? So he's like, hey, I want to go Mustafar because that's where I was like turned into Vader.
Yeah.
But then it's like, yeah, but why do you want to be like reminded of getting chopped into pieces and dropped into lava? But then you can make the argument he's a dark sider. He wants to use all that passion of the anger to fuel him. And then I'm like, how the hell did Luke find conflict in this guy? He's living in his gravesite.
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
He's like, have you seen my house on Mustafar? Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah, anyways. How much more do we get? You got more for lava nymphs?
Okay. No, that is it for lava nymphs. So they're cute looking, sort of, but then I know you don't think they're cute, but they're kind of cute, and then it's like out of their abdomens, just like
we never went to Mustafar. Now we're in Mustafar.
Now we're in Mustafar.
Yeah, right before we're done.
Nice.
All right, where do we want to go next?
Okay, well we've got to talk quickly about the. Sorry, there was a bug.
Lava nymphs?
Oh, there was a bug. There was a lava nymph. Oh god!
It's gonna spit lava.
The Mustafarians themselves.
Oh yeah. I got them. Here we go. I don't know which is which off the top of my head, but we got the short one and the tall ones.
Yeah. So the tall ones are the northern Mustafarians.
I was gonna guess it. I should have.
Yeah, they're about 2.3 meters tall. And they have long snouts. They both have long snouts. And then the southern ones are burly and short, about 1.5 meters. And this is something that's really common across all of Mustafar, is the animals that are there, is that they all seem to have really tough blaster resistant skin.
Yeah,
So,
they're all buggy. They all got proboscises and snouts, and they're all buggy. A lot of buggy stuff going on.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But they still need to wear protective armor around active lava flows.
One would
and
think.
southern Mustafarians.
Yeah, one would think. Yeah.
Just for extra protection.
Well, they didn't evolve on the lava planet, right? You said
right.
that they so I'm assuming they had a mass extinction, and the only things that lived were the weird things that were made for it, like the thicker buggy type. Maybe there were a lot more normal non-insectoid things, but that insect life just survived. Yeah.
Right.
Kind of like, how there are animals that are alive today that are around the same time as the dinosaurs, but during the time of the mass extinction, when the world was a lot more hospitable, they were more adapt to survive, and that's why crocodiles last today and dinosaurs didn't last. So crocodiles were also there, but crocodiles were cold-blooded, dinosaurs were warm-blooded, so they had to eat a lot more. So when all the animals died, or 90% of whatever it was died, the dinosaurs couldn't eat them. But the crocodiles could be like, I don't need to eat for a month. I'm cold-blooded, yo. And then that's how they were, sure, a lot of crocodilian species died out, but some did live on. So I'm assuming a lot of that was almost the exact same. So there was a very vast ecosystem of all these different types of life. And then the catastrophic event happened, and then just the ones that were made to survive, like a lava flea or whatever, made it. That's my random, not educated guess.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Or just a way easier way to say it, the ones that can adapt the best. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's like the one sentence version of what I tried to say. Okay. Are we good with Mustafarians?
Yes.
All right. Where do we want to go? Somewhere not so hot.
I think we should go the complete opposite.
All right. Well, check this out, because I have a thing for that. Boop.
Boop.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Let me do the intro. So we got Hoth, Fauna. You got the fork-nosed ice worm. Awesome. The ice scrabbler. The Rebu. The sapphire ice worm, which I know you really wanted a picture of, and we're sad when you couldn't find one.
Yeah.
The Tauntaun and the Wampa. And known Flora, there's a Flora on Hoth, and it's called ice fungus. That sounds great. Ice fungus.
So Hoth's flora is really general. It's just like lichens and fungi and things like that. So Hoth, the sapphire ice worm. So the question is, the big question for Hoth is this: how in the world can wampas survive on a planet where there's nothing there?
With nothing to eat.
So they can eat tauntauns, yes, but then what do the tauntauns eat? There doesn't seem like there's anything there, but there is stuff there.
Okay, wait. She really wanted something with cute things, and not. I think, let's make an argument for one thing. I think, in a really weird way, that tauntauns are cute.
I think they're cute. They're weird looking, but they're cute.
They're definitely weird looking. And also, did you notice that everything on Hoth has the forward-facing horns? Why? What's the evolutionary thing for that? Besides wanting to be the Dova King from Skyrim. Another Elder Scrolls reference. I'm on fire right
now. So the reason why this entire ecosystem is able to exist is because of the sapphire ice worm.
Okay. Tell me.
So these guys dig winding burrows and okay, hold on. Let me get this.
I'll talk to the chat because I won Mallory over, and then tiny little arms.
Okay, so this is a quote from From a Certain Point of View Empire Strikes Back edition. So the anthology of 40 short stories that go through like minor characters and unknown characters throughout Empire Strikes Back. Mm-hmm. So this is a naturalist on Hoth. He says, these worms can burrow through miles of glacier in search of food, and they leave behind small channels, smaller than the width of my finger. But as warm air rushes up and out after being heated by the interior of the planet, these tiny tunnels widen. Over decades, or even centuries, they become massive. They become a home for the entire subterranean ecosystem of Hoth. They build their world and have no idea that they do it.
Whoa. All right. So there is a ecosystem underneath Hoth.
Yes. So there's a subterranean ecosystem where you have in these ice tunnels, these ice caves, since they're ice caves, sunlight is still able to filter through.
Yeah.
Because it's transparent in places.
Yeah.
So sunlight is able to filter through, and that allows lichen to grow. So the algae, fungus, symbiosis, they're able to grow because there is sunlight coming through, and they're able to get warmth. They don't get so cold because of the sapphire ice worms creating these tunnels that allow heat from the planet's core up into the tunnels.
That's fantastic. All right. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like on Earth, the like entire cave ecosystems that not because this is what you said, but like entire ecosystems all because of one animal does something.
Yeah.
And it's like the entire ecosystems on planets on Earth that are all based on bat poop. And there's because bats are the only thing that can leave the cave, so they can get nutrients from outside the cave, and then they come in and they poop, and there's like bugs, and then bugs that eat bugs, and bugs that eat those bugs that eat the bugs, that all go down to poop, like bat poop. It's like, and if those bats just said, "I don't like this cave," they'd all be like, "No, damn it, it's all ecosystem, buddy." So if the worms are like, "I don't want to burrow anymore," everything would die.
Everything would die, yes. So they are a keystone species because they are required.
Somebody's Star Trekking. Boo.
Nice.
I think we did feature Andorians on a episode of the Alien game a long time ago. So I do remember that they came from a frozen world.
Nice. Yeah. So then we get to the tauntauns that live in these caves.
I got a picture for that. I got a picture of tauntaun. There you go. Can I say? I'm gonna see if you say it first, and then I'll say my thing.
Okay. So there are actually 15 species of tauntauns.
Oh.
So there are quite a few different kinds. They are semi-sentient. So
that's horrible.
They do have an ability to understand each other, and they have their matriarch, and they have their little families, and they understand. So they're at least semi-sentient.
So when the horrible deck officer who's responsible for all the trouble in the Star Wars original trilogy is like, "Hey Han, your tauntaun's gonna freeze before you reach your first marker," that tauntaun's like, "Yeah, dude, well, listen to him, man. I got a family. I can hear it. I'm sentient. I don't want to die." And then he's like, "I'll see you in hell." He's like, "You better not crawl on me. You You better not do it, Han.
I mean,
Sorry.
that.
Yeah, 15. I'm picturing them
15.
like different deer. Like I'm picturing like there's the elk tauntaun and then the moose tauntaun. Like that's how I'm picturing them. Like
With
just different antlers.
different horns.
Yeah. And some are really big. Yeah.
So the Rebu, just jumping real quick, the Rebu is actually, according to legends, an antlered mammal. So there is an antlered mammal on Hoth.
There you go. Okay.
So,
Have you ever been inside of a tauntaun? It's there. They're great.
they apparently smell real bad.
Weird little maggot intestines that bothered me as a kid. Are you saying there's a bunch of different rancor species? Because I did know that. I don't know if that's what Mallory's saying right now, but I'm not sure what rancors are referring to. But I did know there's a bunch of different rancor species because there's like the Felucian rancors and other ones, and
yeah.
See, you're not the only one who knows everything. All right, sorry, keep going.
So they are repto-mammals, which in itself is like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, how can you be a cold-blooded, warm-blooded thing? Like, how can you have fur and be a reptile?
Oh, rancors are semi-sentient.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Like dinosaurs, like almost reptiles and almost mammals, almost like warm-blooded reptiles. That's kind of what a dinosaur was, but not very reptilian. We just think of them as reptilian, but they weren't very. But
they had lots of feathers.
Possibly proto feathers. They couldn't fly, but they had feathers, so it's weird.
Yeah.
But the book that I was reading about tauntauns called them semi-reptilian. And I was like, pick a lane. Like, what's semi-reptilian? Sorry, I'm only a mammal. Like, okay, you can only be a mammal, though. like you would be a new kingdom, right? Or phylum. Kingdom. Yeah, kingdom. No, animal kingdom. Phylum. Yeah.
Phylum.
Yeah. No. Class. Thank you. Not phylum. Class. You'd be a whole different class because
class mammalia. Yeah.
Because you would be like, it would be like mammals, reptilians, amphibians, fish, birds, and then like semi-reptilians. Like you would be one of them. You'd be a new one.
Yes, I agree with that.
Amphibians aren't semi-fish. They're freaking amphibians.
That is true. That is true.
Platypus are straight up mammals. I do not care. They are. I can't remember what they're called right now. I normally can pull it, but I'm not going to be able to pull it. They're not marsupials. They're. I can't do it. I want to say it's mono something.
I don't know.
But they can lay eggs, and there's also echidnas, I believe, are also in it. Spiny anteaters are also in that group.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're at 45 minutes, and we are only on the second planet.
Okay. So let's see. I'll get to the good stuff. So this is, I think, really interesting. So they do have two sets of nostrils. So they have a large set and a small set.
Let's see if I can see them. Nope, I only see the one set.
Yeah.
But
the large set of nostrils is for maximum oxygen intake during intense physical activity. And the small set is for keeping the snow out when inactive or grazing. And they're able to regulate their body heat by alternating between the two.
Nice. Go Tauntauns. That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, and their long claws are for climbing icy surfaces and scraping away lichen and small ice plants.
That makes sense.
Inside the glacial caves and grottos, and I already talked about how those are able to grow. So, quickly, let's show the Wampa.
Oh, you want to do the Wampa fast? Wampa!
Nasty, nasty creature. Oh my gosh.
I lost my camera. No, we're good. Everyone can see
Okay.
the Wampa.
So the Wampa, obviously they're predators, they're carnivorous. They are also semi-sentient, and they are mammals. So they actually are mammals. And 2.5 to 3 meters tall, so they're pretty darn big. And that's weird.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Here, let's see if I'm good. I did all that without looking. I'll live with that. That's good. All right. My camera fell off my computer.
Oh no.
I kicked
it. They live in caves. They care about their clans. They actually, from a certain point of view, Empire Strikes Back, there is a Wampa who loses their family, and it's actually really sad.
Aww.
So, and it's the Wampa that Luke attacks.
Oh no!
It's so sad.
Yeah, no, I believe that's that is the blood from Luke's Tauntaun, and to answer Jakku from earlier, not marsupial, the other thing. Because marsupials are wombats and kangaroos, not platypus. Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
And possums.
But
yeah, I do love the. Can I do an Empire Strikes Back thing? Did you ever see the really awful deleted scene with the Wampa inside the base?
No.
It's very Sesame Street. Like, it looks like the worst C movie ever. It's just like people are running by and you just see like a really bad Wampa arm like grab more in. And it looks so bad, like a sketch. It looks like something from the holiday special. Like, it looks awful. And it just got deleted. It's like, that would have ruined the whole movie. I'm so glad they got rid of this like Blauvillian sketch, like of this Wampa eating people.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
You know, Forces of Destiny reintroduced the Wampa.
Neither am I. Oh yeah.
Into Echo Base.
Oh.
And okay. Chewie and Leia are involved. I can't remember. I think Chewie is actually pretty much trapped by the Wampa.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
I believe there was in some deep legends of Wampa Jedi, but I get it mixed up with Talls.
So,
yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. Are we good? Are we good with Hoth?
One more thing. So Wampas have their white fur, obviously, to help them camouflage with the snow, and they had to adapt to become ambush predators because tauntauns are very fast. They're very fast. They're very agile. It is not easy for a predator to get them. So that's why the Wampa figures out a way to basically sneak up on their prey.
Okay, cool. All right, ambush.
Yeah.
And the Tauntaun could smell them, and then for no reason. Yeah. I mean, he died anyways. That's what I mean. You smell something? Like, oh my god, there's a Wampa right there. All right, where do we want to go? I'm kind of cold.
Okay, let's go to Nal Hutta.
Okay, swamps. Boop. There you go.
Swampiness.
Yeah. Now this place is so like literally when I was looking at pictures of it, I was pretty sure that some were just pictures of Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Like the way their planets look and everything. Like I'm like, this is just Morrowind. Like, because it's very swampy yet still urban. Like there's still towns and cities, but it all lives inside this very alien place. But yeah, let's look at the planet because it's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that it's a ringed planet, and yeah, so for some reason it didn't have any of the flora on Wikipedia, so thanks Wikipedia. But the fauna, we got the Kema lizard, the dragon snake, which so are the dragon snakes from here or from Dagobah? That's what I want to know, because the dragon snakes are Dagobah.
That's true.
Or yeah, like where do they originate?
Yeah.
Fire krakens. What? Trillian toops. You ever meet a toop? Yeah.
That's what Mama wears on her head.
Oh, really? Okay. All
yeah.
Right. I follow it now. And then a Zuva, the most Star Wars name ever.
Zuva. Nice. So, Nal Hutta. Now, this is the part that... Now, what would you consider to be greasy rain?
Greasy rain? Like rain with like greasy? Ugh.
Yeah. Like everywhere I looked, it was like greasy rain.
All right. First, let's go. There are probably space gators. They just didn't bring them up. And this person even said so. And yes, there's totally rings. I don't know. Like rain that's like greasy. I don't. Ugh.
It just sounds real
like
gross.
Thick.
I'm like, how?
It's like thick rain. Like reduced. Like when you take like a sauce and reduce it and you make it thicker. So like reduced rain. So just like ugh. Like that.
Yeah.
Like that at all.
It's pretty nasty sounding. But part of the problem is that Nal Hutta has become very, very... Oh.
Rachel just loves greasy rain. Huge fan. Is it raining out? Let's go. Let's get some. Just you imagine just like leaving a thing out, like a bucket, and then like when it's raining, and then you go in, and then you like take a little thing and then use it to cook with, like it's grease. Like, better throw some of this down so I can cook my eggs. Like,
yep.
Ugh.
Oh. So it does have a very hot and humid atmosphere. Oily
it's great for your complexion.
For your complexion. I like that.
That's true. It's true.
Like
Everyone knows that. Yeah. Wait, so if it rained and then the sun came out right after, would you fry? Because you were just covered in grease. You're like chicken, like country or Kentucky fried human. Ugh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out what was meant by greasy rain. I was like, it just sounds disgusting.
All right. Nal Hutta, you're already winning on the weird side.
So, even stranger, it was once covered in cities.
Yeah. Okay.
But the Dringir from the High Republic.
Yeah.
The evil Little Shop of Horrors plant people.
Oh, yeah. That becomes Skier's arm.
Yes. Skier's arm. So the Drengir invaded, and basically destroyed everything and made it so that everything fell back into swampiness.
Okay. That makes sense. That would have been before the Hutts arrived?
No, the Hutts were there.
Oh.
The
Hutts that doesn't fit. All right. It's ruining my legends, but okay.
The Hutts had cities.
Canon is messing up my legends again.
I mean, it was boggy in
it's all
general.
Good, Ben. It's all good. We're talking about Nal Hutta, the Hutt's home world. Fried space gator. Ooh, I'm hungry.
Uh,
I love fried gator.
so yeah. So it was swampy, but they had cities mostly like dealing with that, but then the Dringir just destroyed everything. And so they were left with the swampiness.
Okay.
And the huts are extremely polluting. There's like just nasty chemicals and pollutants everywhere, which is why the legends, the Chemi lizard.
Ooh, I got it.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So they were able to extract nutrients from the industrial waste of the huts.
That kind of looks like a space gator. Kind of. They don't have the really big mouths.
Yeah.
Sorry, I tried.
So this is really interesting. The areas still habitable by the native species were viciously competed for, making the many species on Nal Hutta some of the most aggressive animals in the galaxy.
The pollution explains the greasy rain.
Yeah.
And then huts. Well, that's kind of racist. Just immediately huts, nasty. Jeez. All right.
I mean, they are kind of gross.
There's nothing gross about this guy.
So.
Okay. All right. What was the last thing you said? I kind of stepped over you. The last thing you're reading out after the.
Just that the areas that are able to be inhabited by the native species are viciously competed for.
Okay.
So the animals are very, very aggressive because they're having to compete for the best areas.
Okay. Some hardcore legend stuff. Huts aren't actually naturally from Nal Hutta. And they inhabited it because they found it and they're like, yeah, this place. And then because it fit their slug, nature. So then they went into Nal Hutta, and which is why I didn't put them down, on here. But Nar Shaddaa, Nal Hutta's moon, which is one of my favorite, well, it's a moon, but planets, like planetary things in Star Wars. Like, I love Nar Shaddaa. I go there in almost every role-playing game we can. I've had characters from Nar Shaddaa. I love Nar Shaddaa. It's very much like the 30s New York, like 5 families of the mob control type area. Like, everyone's like, yeah, she ain't gonna get my Tommy gun. That's Nar Shaddaa, and I love Nar Shaddaa. And just like certain like entire like continents of this planet are just like destroyed by war, and they just like ignore it, and then we'll slowly move back. Like, it's just this nasty slum. And the reason why they made Nar Shaddaa was because the pollution was getting too bad on Nal Hutta, and all the big fat slugs that just want to sit around and do nothing were like, guys, we got to get these factories out of here. So then they made Nar Shaddaa, which then was extremely polluted. And that's why it's this kind of like just cesspool of crime and pollution and I love Nar Shaddaa. So anyways, that it kind of goes along. So now Nal Hutta was getting so polluted, so they're like, let's move to the moon and fuck that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we don't follow the same path.
Yeah, our moon doesn't have an atmosphere though.
Yeah.
Lucky moon.
True.
It is so lucky it's not habitable because we would have messed it up. That's not Nal Hutta. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I just want to see if we could see Nar Shaddaa, but we can't. Okay.
No.
Boo. You got any more for Nal Hutta?
I do have one thing about huts themselves. that their tails allow them to skim through the muck that legs would get stuck in. So they have managed to be adapted to the swampiness by just kind of skimming through it.
All right. That's okay. That makes sense. Well, and that's probably why they wanted to inhabit it too. But it sucks that during the High Republic, a freaking weird bug or a plant plague thing got there. But yeah, I don't know how you want to describe that, but yeah, that makes sense.
The little shop of horror plants.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for these big, fat, sluggy men? I love them.
They have 3 lungs.
Nice.
Yeah.
They are
quite large.
Playable species in the role-playing game we used to do, and no one played them, and I wanted to so bad. I had a lot of different Hut ideas. They have really horrible stats, though, because they start with a lot of, like, physical traits. So points to, like, actually, like, build your character is nothing.
No.
So the, like, you're going to start off with some good stuff, but you're so, like, nothing to spend. Like, you're going to be so far behind. And, but still, I just love the idea of just being, like, a Hut in his early 200s. You know, just like kind of want to get out of the house a little bit before he comes back home and like joins the family crime business. So he's just like, I'm going to be a smuggler for a bit. And I had the whole idea of playing him like Slims Mackenzie from Futurama. So give him like a Hawaiian shirt and just keep partying. Like to play him like, yeah, let's party. Woo! Shoot this guy. He's ruining the party. Like but we never ended up doing it. I never got to play that character. Anyone who plays role-playing games know that you come up with 10 characters for every one you get to play.
No.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
One more thing. The Huts are vertebrates. Which
they have spines?
Yes. So
okay. I don't see it.
So there is one example in a comic book of a Hut being electrocuted, and you can see all the bones.
Ugh. All right.
So they have a spine.
So they're not slugs.
They're not actual slugs, no.
So slugs is a racial slur.
They're slug-like.
Yeah, slug-like. Yeah. Reptilian-like. All right. Where do you want to go next?
Let's go to Utapau.
All right. Here we go. We're now in Utapau. And let's learn about Utapau. So, Fauna, you got the dactylian, which I was very surprised we weren't going to cover. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. The filth beetle, the Jinthu, the Jamil, Nas monster, Rasputi seal. All right. Rock vulture. All right. Can you hear rock vulture without thinking of rock lobster? Like rock vulture. That's all I'm thinking about. Utapauian flying squid. That sounds terrifying.
Yes.
And Utapau plains quadruped. So just like a cow. And the Varactyl. And then we got Flora. Cave molds and ocean kelp. None of these planets have plants. I mean, we got some mold and some kelp. What do you want?
So, the interesting thing about how Utapau came to be how it is with all the sinkholes and everything is that there is a world ocean underneath the surface.
There is something cute. Okay, so like underneath, like if you keep going to the sinkholes, there are oceans down there.
Yeah, so it's a world ocean, like the whole surface.
Yeah, it's a very human way of looking at it. Well, sorry, but I'm a very Earth person. I've only lived here my whole life. Sorry if I have Earth-centric views. Can't blame me.
So that world ocean has many powerful currents created by the tidal forces of Utapau's moons. And those currents, so this underneath the subterranean ocean, the currents from it had eroded the underside of the planet's crust. So instead of erosion coming from the top down, erosion was coming from the bottom up. Cool. And that erosion led to the sinkholes forming.
All right. Okay. Oh, I didn't show the planet. Here we go.
Utapau.
The bunch of moons. Just a ton of moons. Saturn amount of moons. Yeah. You know, Jupiter has moons that have moons. Isn't that great? There's a moon of a moon. I'm pretty sure there's a moon of a moon on Jupiter. Or maybe it's Saturn. There's one of them with a tiny little satellite going around it. It's like, hey, a moon has a moon. So does Saturn has a planet, or does its moon have a moon? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah. What do you want? Who do you want to cover first of the native Utapauians?
So let's talk about. Well, real quick first. So there are massive hyperwind storms across the planet, and that has stripped the planet of timber. So there's no forest or anything because the massive hyperwind storms are just flying through and
that's
them.
Another reason why most people live inside the sinkholes. Then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
most Pauans, not people. Well, I guess they're people, not humans. Sorry. They're people. Sorry. Pauans are people, man. Just really weird Cenobite looking people from Hellraiser. They do. They look like they're right out of Hellraiser. Go on.
Yes. So because of that lack of timber, most of the structures that have been built by the sentient species on the planet are made out of bone.
Oh, yuck.
So that's why in Revenge of the Sith, you see on Utapau in the sinkhole all those bone structures. It's because they don't have any trees.
Okay, here, we got a question. Would the winds eliminate forests or prevent them from developing? Probably a mixture of both, right? Like, they prevent them from growing and then destroyed what was left.
So the hyperwind storms weren't as bad until... Like they got progressively worse. So it started off there were some forests.
Yeah, so it never prevented them from becoming, like, it never prevented trees from becoming a thing. It just, there were trees, and then climate change happened, and then wiped out all the trees.
Yep.
Should be a warning to you guys. All right, geez, we don't have any sinkholes to move into. Stop putting plastic in the ocean, damn it.
Yeah. And this world.
Wait. Why would you think that mud structures would last if, like, wooden structures wouldn't?
Well, I mean, if you have mud structures in the sinkholes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It would work.
Yeah, mud and bone. I do like hyperwinds led to living in the bone zone. Would you like to go to the bone zone? Why are you doing it? Why are you doing this bit? We're all about to die. Sorry, that's my Rick and Morty.
So let's see. The other thing I wanted to say, where is it? Oh, yes. That the subterranean world ocean was also filled with giant beasties. So some of the bones that they used were from these subterranean ocean giants.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why those bones are just
huge. I assumed that they came from the Utapauian flying squids. No, I guess squids are invertebrates. So never mind. Yeah. Another flying squid is another Morrowind thing. Thank you. we're just all over my favorite province in Elder Scrolls, which is
I love
Morrowind.
it. I love it.
Yeah. But they got the niche, which are flying, floating squids that look like the scariest thing, but they're actually not hostile unless you mess with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the Betty niches will get hostile if you get too close, but they're normally pretty chill. Still mess with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got. We're talking about Utapau. Let me tell you more about Morrowind. All right, that's all I have for Utapau.
Okay. So the two sentient native species evolved from one colonist species tens of thousands of years ago.
Okay, they look absolutely nothing alike.
Yeah. So I thought that was a little strange, but it is the Pauon.
Yep, right here, everyone's favorite freaking Hellraiser creature. I love them. I do not want to talk about Obi-Wan, so I'm not gonna. But I love the original design for Grand Inquisitor, and I love just the design for Pauons because I love their very gaunt, very tall, like stretched out people look, and how they're so like regal, and they're very they follow a lot of protocols, and they're very down to what word am I looking for? Procedural, like almost bureaucracy of they're very proper, but they look like something that Pinhead is hanging out with and having coffee with every day. And that's what I love about them is they're so terrifying, but they're like, like they're very posh, and it's so cool. Pauon is easily one of my favorite. This box that I keep my laptop on top of that I'm currently poking is full of Star Wars minis, and one of them is a Pauon warrior, but they weren't called Pauons yet. It's called an Utapauian warrior because it was right after the movie came out, and they weren't called Pauons right away yet.
Nice.
So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So
what do you got for Pauons?
So they are carnivorous, which is why they have those sharp teeth.
Yeah.
But that, like you said, they're very modest. They're very like they're not they live very symbiotically with the Utai. Yes, Nosferatu looking dude.
No. We still have the cute thing. Wait, you don't find the Pauons cute? They're kind of handsome. I date a Pauon. They're very tall. They probably pull your chair up for you and pay for the dinner. I bet they'd be a great date.
Yeah. I agree.
They'd save money on the sides because they'll order turf and turf. They'll order 2 steaks because they're carnivores.
So they also have lifespans measured in centuries. So they're also known as the ancients. And let's see. So
yeah, probably scar up your back. Yeah, good point. Sorry. Pointed out the fingernails.
So an interesting sort of a connection between the Utai and the Pauons. So if you want to show
the Utai? Okay.
Yeah.
So these things evolved from the same ancestor.
Cool. That's what it said. It's what it said.
Okay. Must have been a long time ago. These colonists must have been like the first freaking colonists. Maybe the colonists weren't the same species. All right, maybe these guys evolved from like grand colonists, and the Pauons evolved from human colonists because they can't have a common ancestor. No. I refuse to believe that.
It is a little strange.
These guys just had a really rough couple thousand years, or a couple 100,000 years. Pauons are like, what's going on with you guys? We're living in a really horrible sinkhole. We've been mutating at a rapid pace. Their eyes are all bulging out, and the Pauons immediately like, we will not sleep with our Utai cousins anymore, guys. They're all bulged out. Ugh.
So, hundreds of years before the Clone Wars, the Utai lived underground and the Pauan lived on the surface. But, like I talked about, the worsening hyperwind storms and extreme weather led to both species building combined cities in sinkholes in response to that.
Okay.
So they live very closely with each other. The Utai and the Pauans live very closely with each other, with the Utai being the labor class and the Pauans being the, as it says, and I love this word for it, the modest, and well, I added this, but modest white collar class.
Yeah, very.
Is
It's funny that the guys who can't get anything off the top shelf are the labor class. Like they're like, we'll do all the work for you, but can you get that for me? Yes. Ugh. It's supposed to be white collar, dang it.
And so their sort of nickname, like the Pauans was the ancients, their nickname are the shorts. Because they're short.
The Pauans. I love the Pauans. What do you guys want to call us? We'll call you the ancients. It sounds really beautiful and noble. All right. What do you want to call us, Pauans? You're the shorts, because you guys are short. Make me some coffee, laborer. Wow. Just awesome, guys. I love Pauans.
And then finally, the Varactyl.
All right. I think Varactyls are cute.
I think they are precious.
Yeah, I love Varactyls. Well, they make that noise. I can't do it, but when he's running all I can't. Yeah, and they run very.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah. The arms go out the side, and they run all.
Yeah,
so great. Like the lizards that can run across the water. Like that's how. They're awesome. Where did that fan art come from of Boba Fett on a Varactyl? And he's like, it's very like, he's like making it like rear, and he's like shooting up in the sky. Did you ever see that?
No.
It's like in the back of like a old like special editions DVD. Like the first time I saw it, I'm like, that exists for no reason. Like that's just there for being awesome. Like Boba Fett's never been on one before. Yeah, you could. I bet I can find it right now, actually. If you distract the people.
So Varactyls are giant reptilian herbivores, and that reptilian makes more sense. Reptile avian than repto-mammal. So
well, there were avian reptiles during the time of Sorry, I'm trying to find Boba Fett on a Varactyl.
You're good. So they have blue and green crests and feather ridges along their backs, super obedient and loyal, and they are able to jump long strides, which allows them to go even vertical up the sinkholes. So as we see in Revenge of the Sith, they are able to climb pretty much vertically, even with a rider on them, as Boga does with Obi-Wan on his back.
I have it. I'm just getting it.
Okay.
This is great TV. Oh no! Oh, and I had to save it wrong. Sorry. Let me try to do it one more time. I'm almost there.
Okay.
Almost there.
So, So I the herbivore part. So we said that. What did we say about the flora on? Let's see. I've got the.
There is the underwater kelp, and then there's the cave moss or something.
So if you have even a little bit, that reptilian herbivore, the Varactyl, could be able to eat that.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is beautimous.
It's pretty great. I have no idea why it exists, but it's fantastic. And it came out way before Boba Fett had its own show or anything. Like it was like in the middle of like before Force Awakens happened. So it was like somewhere in between there when the first Blu-ray releases of the prequels came out. And then somebody decided that this had to exist. I dig it. I think it's the best. When I first saw it, I was like, why? But why though? I understand, how, but why?
Because.
Yeah.
Just because.
I'm sure you can find a Varactyl, the mini, or the paint it. Sorry, just speciation is wild. Is that the word we're looking at?
It's true. It's true.
I guess. I mean, if we have the same common ancestors of monkeys and other primates, and they look about as different, maybe
some apes look pretty different from us.
Pretty goofy, yeah. Or Morlocks, yeah. All right. Very majestic. Beauty doesn't need a reason. Just like they're about to like do some bounty hunter stuff, and Boba's like, "I'm here, guys," and they're like, "Why though?" And he's like, "Beauty doesn't need a reason."
I love that.
All right, we got anything else on Utapau, or can we do our final planet?
I think we can go on to Jakku.
Okay, awesome. Jakku, the most boring picture I've ever downloaded. All right. Here we go. I'm not going to read out all these. I'll try. There's Fauna, the Bloggin, the Cricket, the Naja, which is great. I want to say that's Hippobor? I don't know. Happabor. Lugabeast. Night Watcher Worm. Pole Snake. Ripperaptor, which is the best name ever. Skittermice, a Sneep, Steelpecker, Thessermount, and a Vorka. And they do have Flora, and it's the tunnelberry bush. There you go. I read the hardest stuff to read ever. Lots of stuff on this planet for being a horrible, worthless planet.
Yeah. And part of it.
Okay, I'm glad somebody's going to say it. I don't know if we can put out Jekka's last comment, but you can see it. And then I'll put the planet up again. And yeah, I agree because I saw it as well. Yeah. I saw it too, and I wasn't going to say anything. Yeah. Duh. Tannelberry bush. Yeah, not tunnelberry bush. Tannel. I couldn't get a picture of the only fauna, but we do have a picture of a steelpecker. Read and weep.
That thing is so scary.
Yeah. Also, I think it was in our first ever Alien game we did steelpecker, or one of them.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh wait, why are we still on Utapau?
Oh yeah, there we go. Got a Jakku. So Jakku used to be a verdant world with forests and water.
Sorry, I had to play it. Jakku has never been this entertaining ever.
So some calamity in the past, led to it being. Oh,
sorry,
God.
Go ahead. Sorry, let's just get you. Let's let you talk. I'll stop.
Led to it being barren with dunes, marching dunes, and scorched badlands, but the planet's core still had the vital spark of life.
Spice? Sounds like you're describing Dune. Waiting for you to be like, and they have spice.
I did feel very Dune-y when I was doing Jakku. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very Dune-y planet.
Dune-y. Yeah. So we don't know what that calamity is. Don't know what caused it, what happened, what went wrong. But there are a number of species, as we saw, that still manage to survive. I'm
not gonna even play. I'm not gonna. I can't keep putting out those kind of comments. But I do like the spices on Kessel. Duh. Just one type of spices on Kessel.
It was too calamitous.
It was just far too calamitous. Somebody was gonna write it down, but they got stuck in the calamity and they couldn't do
it. They got stuck in the calamity.
Too much calamity going on here.
And there are lichen that grow on the buttes in the south, and an alcoholic beverage can be made out of them called knockback nectar.
Knockback nectar. I'm down. Oh my god. We should talk more about the type of booze that we can make there. I feel like in Hoth you can make booze out of the ice fungus. And you have to be able to ferment that. It would be like mead, although mead's honey, but that's what it makes me think of because like booze in a cold area. So here they got knockback nectar. Yeah. Like Nal Hutta just has cities, so you can just buy that. You don't have to make your own booze. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Now I'm just talking about beer.
So let's talk about the night watcher worm.
Okay, sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like half of these planets only had like one thing on it, so we have to get a little creative.
Yeah.
I'm not playing your last one, Luton levels.
Oh my god, that's funny.
You can have that down there. I can't. Okay, let's talk about the Night Watcher worm because this thing looks straight out of like an old Doctor Who, like not from a new Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Okay.
They wait motionless underground for vibrations, and then
this is what they look like.
Yeah. So they're huge, and just that little bit is sticking up out of the sand, and they can eat anything. So the two main species that I want to talk about with Jakku are species that basically eat stuff that other species wouldn't eat.
Can we talk about the graboidian tremors of these things? They look so much like graboids from the movie Tremors. Like, absolutely. And they even like follow vibrations. They're straight up tremors. We should make a role-playing game where we just recreate tremors, but on Jakku. That's all. Thank you. Is that a cute thing, the worms? I thought the vactile, whatever they're called, were cute. And yeah, they're sandworms. That's it. Sandworms with cool, weird eyes.
And a fun fact, they are also known as Arconan night terrors because they look kind of like Arconans.
Yeah, they definitely look like Arconans.
They're creepy nocturnal worm things.
Like Night Watcher, Night Terrors. It just got cool names.
Yeah. So their mouth parts could grind metal into scrap, and their stomach acid could melt down anything they could not digest. So they could literally eat anything and manage to, in a way, digest anything.
And then about the steelpecker too then has a very similar diet, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So the steelpecker, they have strong beaks and talons tipped with iron, and they're obviously sharpened on scrap when they eat. They feed mainly on metal and are drawn by the magnetic signature of the metal.
Jekka said they're pooping ignits. Yeah, actually. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And to help digest metal, their gizzards contained vanadium, corundum, and osmiridium.
Oh my god. So it's just super good for the night watcher worms and the steelpeckers that like the Empire and the New Republic had a gigantic fight over their planet to make like Star Destroyers just drop all over it, and they're like, "We eat metal. This is great!" Like they just happen to have the couple species that like we'll eat steel, whatever. And yeah, there they are. The steel pickers like we're running out of steel on this desert, so I'm glad.
Yep. That is a very good point.
I will not be playing all things. There, I like a planet of rust monsters. That's a D&D reference there. Okay. This is great. I knew that saying steel pecker was gonna get us down a lane.
Yeah.
What else do you got for the Night Watcher worms and steel peckers?
Oh, so the Night Watcher worm, as possibly as part of their way to attract prey, is they're capable of producing loud roaring noises like the acklay or sounds similar to sentient speech.
Okay. That's cool.
And they can move submerged in the sand at speeds greater than a running human.
Oof. So, very graboid again.
Yeah, and they would often burrow underneath their prey and then burst up through the sand to surprise.
It's exactly like graboids. And then one of them was chasing Kevin Bacon and ran into the cement, and Kevin Bacon gave out the best FU in movie history. Rewatch that. It's the best. When it dies and he realizes it. We killed it. Fuck you. It's great. Great Kevin Bacon. I did not some Kevin Bacon there. And I didn't want to swear anymore, but here I've dropped the F-bomb like 5 times today.
Oh.
I'm trying not to, but it happens. Is the thing that Mallory is saying in the last chat, if you want to look, is that something from Star Wars?
No, I believe that is a bird, if I'm correct.
Oh, in real world?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we can play it.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Mallory, is that a bird? Am I right? But
I think
let's see.
we're getting pretty far in here. We're an hour and a
that's
half.
about everything I've got for those guys.
Good, because I'm yawning and stretching. Oh, my neck just cracked.
Yep, it's a bird.
There. Everyone knows about the flying tough titmouse.
Tufted titmouse is a bird.
Yeah. A lot of birds are tufted.
Yes.
All right. There's a titmouse in Adult Swim. I don't know. I watched. So here's something for you, Marie, because I know that we share this fandom. But I was biking to work and I was watching like random I watched like a Futurama iceberg like the day before, and then maybe I did a different one, and then just like popped up on my suggestions on YouTube's like an hour and a half Aqua Teen Hunger Force iceberg, and I clicked it. So I'm like, yes, please. And I listened to the whole thing. I did it on my bike to work, and then like while I was at work, the guy who I'm working with in the morning is like, so anyways, Mark, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to listen to a podcast. Like I'm trying to listen to a thing about Aqua Teen. Can you just leave me alone for like the first hour? Who wants to talk the first hour of work? Come on, let me just wake up and learn facts about all the seasons of Aqua Teen I didn't watch. Oh, God.
I love that.
I only made it the first couple seasons, and then I think Super Jail kind of ruined Aqua Teen, because then they went really weird after Super Jail came out, and then it got a little out there for me, and it was when they started changing their names to like Aqua Squad.
Oh,
whatever.
That was like season 6 or 7.
Yeah. They started changing their names. Aqua Unit Patrol Squad or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the last season was called Aqua Teen Hunger Force: Show, which I thought was pretty good. But Yeah. Anyways, blue-footed booby. I know that was a bird. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying we shouldn't be talking crap when we have blue-footed boobies and they have still peckers. Good point. Yeah, it was a really funny misquote. Thank you. Moving on. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm good.
I think we successfully talked about 5 planets.
Woo!
Yeah. I could do this again because we had like a list of like 10 we wanted to cover and we just knew it would take too long. But we almost did Dagobah, but Dagobah would be a big one.
Yeah.
And then like I really want to cover Osis and Dantooine. A lot of out there. I know, under 2 hours. What? Marie has like 2 more pages. She's like, yeah, sure, we can end. Yeah, yeah. Dak, also known as Dak. Yeah. I mean, only for the giant force-sensitive whales. Whalodons.
Whalodons?
Yeah, dude, look it up, yo. Gigantic, force-sensitive whales. I'm not making this up. It's the 3rd sentient species on Mon Calamari. There's the Mon Calamari, there's the Quarren, and then there's the Whalodons.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. What's up? I'm teaching you. We'll find. Okay, yeah. Because Jekka's been watching so much of our stuff, we will just find the cutest planet.
That's a good goal. Find the cutest planet.
Oh yeah, they're Endor.
Oh well, yeah.
There's got to be some pretty cute ones, but anywhere where Kervokian monkey lizards are from, wherever Kervokia is, because I do love Kowakian monkey. Yeah, find that because they're awesome. They go. All right, never mind. That's terrifying. That's not cute.
I mean, it's cute.
I find them cute. I love Salacious B. Crumb, which I'm sure everybody knows because I have actually made a spin-off movie in my backyard called Crumb Hard for Salacious B. Crumb. And this is actually a prequel to Crumb Joker. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know that. But Crumb Hard is coming to a theater near you. And you're going to love it. Okay, let's call it. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have another one of these planned. We will probably come back in late June, if not July, for the next Let's Talk About Star Wars. We normally would be coming in late June, but I am going on a long vacation that lasts like a week and a half. So maybe we'll discuss what works. But next week I have one of my scripted shows. I did just film my season 1 of The Wire, every episode reviewed. So I filmed that today. So that's going to come out sometime next week. And June 11th, we will be doing the next Geek Gauntlet. And I have 9 people on that panel, Marie Wilson being one of them. And I think it's the most ambitious Geek Gauntlet we've ever done because they're very high-powered people compared to the other Geek Gauntlets we've done. And yeah, that's all I got going on. I don't got a lot going on. We are now talking. We haven't decided when, but we are almost ready to do the Pokemon tabletop role-playing game on this channel, which is going to be a blast when we finally do it. I've even started thinking of my character. Everybody else has their character made but me. So, and I'm going to be a bug catcher, and I can't wait.
Nice.
Because I've always wanted to be a bug catcher. But yeah, and he's letting me get a bug Pokemon from a completely different gen because there's not a lot of good bug Pokemon starters, and I don't want a Caterpie or a Weedle.
Oh.
So he's letting me have a Nincada from Gen 3. That's all I got going on. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, MarkTacoFace. And I know I can do Marie's outro by heart, but I'm going to let her do it because she has a better voice than I do.
So you can find me on Twitter at Alia Morgaine and my Star Wars review blog at thestarwarsreview.blogspot.com and my queer Star Wars YouTube channel at Afra's Artifacts. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do an Afra's Artifacts this upcoming Monday because I am swamped this weekend. So that will not happen this Monday, but typically every Monday at 6 p.m. Central.
All right. And to everybody watching, thanks for watching this whole time. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
And everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Bye.